Welcome to the Half-Blood Report.
Here we discuss Percy Jackson news, interviews, and all things Raritan. I'm Samuel, your co-host.
And I'm Diego, your other co-host.
And right now I sound really energetic. I'm not that energetic right now. I'm pretty tired. But I've been editing like the past 20 episodes and I realized I sounded dead. So I decided to try to sound as happy as possible for as long as possible. And hopefully this will last for most of the episode. But yeah, I already messed up. Anyways, I came up with a new way we could intro each episode of the Half-Blood Report to sort of get into the mood and everything.
All right. What is it? Shoot.
You're supposed to like be more interested. Like, is this like a mystery?
Okay.
Like,
whoa, what is this?
For all you know, we might be doing this for every episode of HBR from now on. Like, this is like a big surprise thing.
Okay. One sec. I gotta get my best mystery voice. What could it be?
So, I was thinking that we can intro HBR episodes where we each sort of talk about what we've been doing Riordan related this week.
Ooh, okay.
So I'll start. This week, Riordan related, I've been reading The Lost Hero to my younger sister. We're almost done. So yeah, that's what I've been on. I've been reading it. That's a fun way for me to reread the book, just reading it to her. And yeah, it's some fun parts. It's I also got to the part where Talia meets Jason, and she's like, Jason, it's been so long. And then Jason's like, better. And then Jason's like, tell me a better backstory. And Talia's like, our mom was terrible. And then Jason's like, that is really sad. And then Leo says, hey, we all have sad backstories here, but at least now you've got each other. And I was just, Trials of Apollo.
Yeah.
And that was just kind of a sad thing for me to read in having read the future books. So what about you? What's been your Riordan thing this week?
Well, I think something Riordan related that I have done this week is that I have tried to teach a friend about all things Riordan, and it was a very interesting conversation. It was very curious. This unnamed individual has read the Percy Jackson and Heroes of Olympus, but I had to kind of teach him the ways of all things Riordan. It's quite interesting.
Okay, yeah. So I think that section will be a cool thing for us to say when we've been rereading a recent book or just following along on a readathon or found some new content or whatever. Yeah.
Definitely.
Now, let's jump into the Demigod news, how we actually usually start our podcast.
Yeah.
Hasn't been a lot of news this week, I'll say.
Pretty light news week, seeing as all the news is other news. But to start off, Rick Riordan kind of highlighted the fact that Tristan Strong is once again on the top 10 New York Times bestseller list.
Yes, so Tristan Strong is back on the New York Times bestseller list. So that's a cool thing.
Yeah, definitely.
You see, we're really scraping for Demigod news right here.
Yeah. We're really trying to see what it is that we can turn into news. I thought that was interesting, seeing as I like Tristan Strong so much, and it's nice to see Tristan Strong back again on that bestseller list, especially considering how relevant it is during these times.
Yeah, speaking of relevancy, Rick Riordan recently had his 56th birthday / 35th wedding anniversary. He got married to his wife, who has the same birthday him, on their birthday. And I think they actually had birthday candles on their wedding cake. Side note.
That's crazy. That's actually so cool. Like, imagine that. That's like the best birthday present ever.
I mean,
here's your
if
birthday
you say
present.
so. Anyways, Rick Riordan said what he wanted for his birthday was for you to check out his roundup of recommendations of important books about the current underlining issues of racism that are happening during these sad times. We actually kind of talked about this article last week, but since Rick Riordan's bringing it back up, he says it's his birthday present. I felt we have to bring it up too. So yeah, he also talks about the charity support. It's like Black Lives Matter, the Trevor Project,
Yeah.
the ACLU, prison books program, the International Rescue Committee. And Rick Riordan's birthday present is that you read his recommendations and at least try to support the charities he's mentioned or some other important ones. So I actually ordered Stamp today. I'm going to read that. I was going to read it before, but now Rick Riordan's like, it's my birthday present. And I'm like, well, Rick Riordan retweeted me on my birthday, so I better do this for him on his
He
birthday.
did.
Yeah, he did retweet me on my birthday.
Which one did he retweet? Oh, the cool picture that you made.
Yeah, my meme back then. Uh, he retweeted that, so that was fun.
I
So
mean,
Rick Riordan gave me a birthday present. I now have to give him a birthday present. That's how it works, right? You only give people birthday presents if they give you birthday presents, right?
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
I guess today I mean this week there hasn't been a lot of Demigod news, but there I just wanted to point out there's a lot of Percy Jackson content. We're just one of many Percy Jackson podcasts. Again, there is Floor 600, Radio Camp Half Blood, the Best M Camp podcast, and I guess the Demipod is starting up again soon, and Consult the Oracle is kind of, I guess I would say, rebooting itself as into the Riordan verse, and which is coming out soon. And I guess there's a new podcast coming out
Yeah,
through
there's someone
this.
that we have to mention. Yeah, it's called Through the Mist or Into the Mist. Through the Mist.
I
It's
think it's
called
called
Through
Through the
the.
Mist.
I think it's, yeah, it's called Through the
Yeah,
Mist, and it's by Owen, and he is from Wales, and he gives an interesting take on kind of the history behind the books.
I'm so glad that you said it's from Owen and that he goes into the books because I was about to say there's this new podcast from Oliver that you should all check out.
Oh,
And that would
it's
have been
Owen.
really bad.
I'm pretty sure it's Owen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's from Wales.
Honestly, if it's Oliver and I'm right, like I don't know, guys.
Yeah.
That's actually
Okay.
the big mystery of his podcast, whether or not his name is Owen or Oliver. So no, it's actually Owen. So you're right, Diego.
Oh my
I
god,
just
I'm a
checked.
genius. I'm a genius. I'm a genius.
Every time you say anything correct, you say you're a genius. But I just wanted to point out that being correct about something doesn't make you a genius. It just means you're correct about something. If I said like cars have carbon emissions, I'm a genius. I'm such a genius. Or like, hey, I am I am a teenager. I'm a genius. I'm a genius because I knew I was a teenager. You know,
When
you
you
know,
put it like that, I don't sound very smart.
elephants are on the endangered species list. I'm a genius.
I mean, what I was about to say before you interrupted me with some great examples is that
Hey,
um,
Diego,
in
Diego, Diego. 2 minus 1 is 1. I'm a genius.
no, no. Before that was saying that within the context of what happened before we started recording, in which I had a pair of headphones that would not plug in, and I think we spent like a solid like 30 minutes trying to figure out how to make my headphones plug in, because I'm pretty stupid. But it's okay. I'll
You're not
admit I am
stupid. Your
stupid.
headphones are mean. Your headphones were being mean to you.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. The headphones are broken, therefore I'm a genius.
Yeah, sure. Um,
Sounds about right.
Jeez, I hope we didn't forget any of the other Percy Jackson podcasts because that would suck. So okay, I'll just list them off really fast. Okay, Radio Camp Half Blood, Floor 600, the Best Damn Camp podcast, Through the Mist just started up and rebooting themselves shortly into the Riordan verse and Demipod. Okay, hopefully I did that well. Oh, speaking of Percy Jackson content, don't just do podcasts. We a Reader's World is also a really cool YouTuber. She's co-hosting a Rick Ryan Presents Readathon on YouTube. So you should also check out
Yeah,
Julia Reader's World.
she joined us for the live stream, which if you haven't watched yet, I'll definitely check out because that is some pretty great PGO content if I do say so myself.
Yeah, we have actually the slowest speed round ever.
Yeah, partially, and I say partially, I mean totally, because of me. But like, it's okay. It's okay. It was fun in the end. I think it's time to consult the Oracle. This week, we chose to look again at the Tower of Nero, the upcoming conclusion to the Camp Half-Blood Chronicles.
We discussed a lot of our theories in episode 28 and some other episodes, but we cannot stop talking about this book, so we decided to talk more about it.
Yeah, and this time I thought we should focus on the prophecy specifically and make some predictions on what they could mean.
Yeah, so I'm going to read the 6 lines of the prophecy we know now, 3 from the Tyrant's Tomb ending, and 3 from the Tower of Nero sneak peek. So here are the lines. O son of Zeus, the final challenge face. The Tower of Nero to alone ascend. Dislodge the beast that has usurped thy place. This, and then we're now in the next part. The son of Hades, cavern runner's friend, must show the secret way unto the throne. On Nero's own your lives do now depend. Dun dun
Hmm.
dun. And I realized that I went back down to dead level, so I gotta be excited again.
I think, Samuel, before you do this, you should like just drink like a whole cup of coffee, just so you feel up up for the challenge.
I don't like coffee though.
Hmm. Yeah, me neither. I don't know why I said
So
that.
why would you recommend it? Like that's like if I recommended you, hey, why don't you like if you want to be a stronger person, you should stab yourself in the leg. And you're like, do you like to do that? No, but I think they would help you. Like, what does that mean?
Well, my suggestion wasn't as sinister. But yeah, yeah. I guess I probably shouldn't recommend things that I haven't tried out myself. Um, moving on. Let's chat about the prophecy.
Yeah. So, what are your initial thoughts on the prophecy? Again, we should probably try to do
So,
the spoiler free from the Trials of Apollo series.
all right. Sure thing. So kind of what I have here is that it says dislodge the beast that has usurped thy place, which means that Apollo does have to go face Python. And it says further down, on Nero's own your lives do now depend. And that's very key because it says your lives plural, right? If it said your life, right? Because the prophecy starts off with, O son of Zeus, the final challenge face, right? So if it says on Nero's own your life does now depend, that would mean like we can have Meg in the running, right? Instead, on Nero's own, your lives do now depend. And it says the Tower of Nero to alone ascend, which means that Meg is part of the prophecy, and can't be like Nero's own.
So, do you have any actual conclusions about that could affect the book?
Uh, yeah, basically that like Meg Meg isn't the person who's who's gonna be Nero's own, and kind of control Lester.
It feels like you could have said that a lot shorter.
Yeah, no, I just want to like show my thought process.
Ah, okay. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of droned out because I was bored of you saying the lines over and over again. Um.
Thoughts?
Anyways, yeah, I agree with you. I guess what's kind of interesting to me is the line "the son of Hades, cavern runner's friend," because that could mean a lot of things. So obviously, son of Hades is Nico, right? We've already established he's in the book.
Yeah.
There might be a plot
Hmm.
twist where it's like Apollo got Nico, but it wasn't supposed to be Nico all along. That's a possibility, but that's I think unlikely. What's interesting to me is the phrase "cavern runner's friend," because it could mean, in my opinion, a lot of things. It could mean that the son of Hades uh, is like some sort of cavern runner, right? And he has friends, right? It could also mean that he's a friend to people who want to run through caverns, such as Apollo, who might want to go into some sort of labyrinth and something, right?
Yeah,
But so it could mean that he is like a cavern runner himself and he's a friend, or it
yeah.
could mean that he's a friend to people who want to travel through caverns. But what's
Or
the most
couldn't it just
interesting
mean? Sorry,
what but
couldn't it
what's
just mean that he's the cavern runner's friend, and the cavern runner is just like another person?
well, yeah,
Like it
that's
doesn't
the
have to.
most interest
Oh, okay, okay. Sorry, carry on.
the most interesting, so he could be a friend to someone who wants to run through a cavern. Or but what's the most interesting possibility to me is, what if he's a friend to someone known as a cavern runner? This could be some sort of human who's been running through caverns. It could be like maybe some sort of type of monster that Nico has
Yeah,
befriended.
definitely.
Maybe even this thought just occurred to me, maybe even Mrs. O'Leary.
That's
Um
exactly what I was gonna say. Like from the beginning. That's another thing that I kind of forgot to mention. But yeah, definitely Mrs. O'Leary is in the running.
yeah, so I just think the sort of phrase like, is he a friend to people who want to travel through caverns, or is like who would potentially travel through caverns, or is he a friend to people who currently travel through caverns and are really good at it? Or is he a cavern runner that is a friend? It just kind of um has some interesting things that we won't exactly know the meaning of until the book. But
But I
I will
think
say we haven't seen Mrs. O'Leary in a while, so it would make sense for her to appear in the book.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely think that kind of what makes me lean towards the third option, not people who want to run through caverns, not that he is the cavern runner. What makes me lean to the third option is the apostrophe S at the end. It says cavern runner's friend, which means that the son of Hades is the cavern runner's friend, right? So the son of Hades, Nico, belongs as a friend of the cavern runner, right? So he's a friend of the cavern runner, not that the cavern runner is like a friend. The cavern runner could be a friend of his, but it kind of means that he is in it, and that it isn't just people who want to run through caverns. It is like their title is cavern runner.
Well, I disagree with you. I disagree because cavern runners, right? So
No, it
um
says cavern runner apostrophe S. That's
well
why I'm
so
saying it makes it different.
well no, but because the thing is, if there's like multiple of something, you don't add an extra apostrophe s, right?
No, no, it has to be singular. That's just how grammar works. Daniel.
Actually, it's that's no, it wouldn't be. You wouldn't put the apostrophe after the s.
Yeah, you would.
I disagree with you, but I'm moving on, and I will say, because
But you
prophecies
can't
working.
disagree. That's how grammar works, dude. Like, did you copy this directly, like as text?
Well, not from the book. No, I copied it from a like a wiki page. But yeah.
Okay. Well, if the wiki page is right, then it is singular. Like, look, uh, wait, like, I feel like this
Okay.
is the.
Okay, but Diego, you have to realize we're also dealing with a prophecy where the word tower is spelled TOW apostrophe R. Okay, prophecies aren't necessarily grammatically correct.
Tower, tau apostrophe r is like Old English for tower, or a way of cutting it off so that the syllables make sense.
Okay, so do you know the grammatically correct usage of
Tower.
apostrophes in Old English?
What? No, it's not Old English. It's just like
It
Shakespeare
is
used it a
old.
lot.
Okay,
It can be
you
modern
just
English
said
too.
Diego, you just said we're using Old English, and then you
But
say it's
no, no,
not
no,
Old
no, 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 no.
English.
It's not. I, I attribute it to Old English because
But
it's
then
used
why
a
do
lot
they
by
spell
Shakespeare.
tower like that? No one
Cause
spells tower like that in the
no, no, no,
modern day
no. You
today.
spell it. You spell it like that to take out a syllable, so it's only one syllable. Tower, tower, right? You put tower, so that's only one syllable versus tower, which is two. This isn't like regardless of Old English or modern English, that's still singular.
You know Old English grammar?
No, but it's singular. Like I'm just saying, it's singular. Like it is singular. Just period.
I think it's probably not referring to singular, and here's my reasoning. If it
What?
refers to the heroes of the story that have to go through a cavern, as if like Apollo and Meg have to go through a cavern and Nico's their
But it's
friend,
not referring to the heroes. It's referring to like it's the son of Hades who is the friend of the cavern runner, right? Like just son of Hades is friend, and friend belongs to singular cavern runner. You can't see my mouse right now, but it's like the son of Hades is the friend, and the friend, right, is like the friend, this word right here, the noun, which is referring to the son of Hades, is being possessed by a singular cavern runner.
except for the fact that it wouldn't be that unlikely that Apollo and Meg, who have actually traveled through caverns in this series, and might have very well likely have to travel through caverns in this book, considering there's like a tower and everything, and they have to go underground to fight the python, you think that they would want to travel through caverns and therefore need someone who would help them, aka a friend. So if Meg and Apollo are the cavern runners, then Nico is their friend.
Yeah, yeah, that could be it if it weren't the case for this, right? So like ignoring grammar, like both of our theories are correct, but with grammar, only mine is, right? And we can look at
Okay.
it like either way.
But hear me here, okay? First up,
Yeah.
it's a poem, and poems are written in certain formats where sentences slash lines might get squished together. So if you look at it, maybe Son of Hades is actually unrelated to Cavern Runner's friend.
No, because look, if you look at it in a line like here, if you look at it here, look like this, it's the son of Hades. This cavern runner's friend is describing the son of Hades, right? It's on a positive, describing the son of Hades must show the secret way unto the throne. Period. Right. So this is one sentence, and really what it is the son of Hades must show the secret way onto the throne, with cavern runner's friend as as in a positive describing the son of Hades.
Despite the fact that you're probably grammatically correct, I still think I'm right that it refers to Apollo and Meg as the Cavern Runners.
It could be. It could be. I'm just like trying to point out that like if it were
You
grammatically
you
correct, then it
grammar
would not be.
Nazi? You
I,
grammar
I'm
Nazi?
I'm not. It's just like you said it wasn't, and then you like pissed me off. But like no, it. I think we should move on to the next line because that one is also very important.
There's a throne. Must show the way until the throne.
Yeah,
So
that
also,
definitely
this is
has
a theory I have. On Nero's own, your lives not depend. I think Nero's gonna be a good guy in this book. He's gonna change do a 180 thing. I think he's gonna be
really.
good. And the reason I think this is because Python is a bad guy, right? So
Yeah,
I think there's going to be this thing where Nero has been working for Python the whole time, and now Python's going to be like, you're bad at doing bad stuff, so now I'm going to eat you." And then Nero's going to be like, "Oh no," and he's going to say, "Yo, Apollo, help me not get eaten. I'll try to not kill you anymore. I won't be a bad guy anymore because I think Python wants to eat me." And Apollo will be okay. And that's why on Nero's own, your lives now depend, right? Because if their lives really depended on Nero and nothing shifted, because right now we're saying their lives do depend on Nero, right? Like Nero has to make a choice on
no,
whether or
not
not their
on
lives.
Nero. No, no, it's not Nero. It's Nero's own. It's on Nero's own. Your lives do not depend. Own is being possessed by Nero's, right? And own in this case means is referring to like either a singular person or a singular um, or a plural person. Like it could be either or, right? It could be Nero's henchman, it could be Meg, and other things like
You know what? You finished this episode by yourself. I'm so you keep every time I come up with a theory, you're like, no, because of grammar.
that.
I'm leaving now.
No. You said to analyze it. Like, okay, Samuel done dipped, guys. Um, it's okay. I will take us. Wait, we literally can't do the next section. Okay, well, I introduce you to a new section, called Diego.
You haven't even
In this
finished the
section.
first section. You haven't even finished it. You lazy.
Oh yeah. Right. It hasn't been finished. Okay. 1 second. So yeah, those were kind of our thoughts on the prophecy.
Wait, you're
With a lot
done?
of
Okay,
with a
listen, I
lot.
have 5 more theories to go. You only came in with 1 theory, and then you said, "I'm gonna shoot down every theory Samuel comes up with."
No, I'm not gonna shoot him down.
That was your
I'm just like,
plan for the section?
no,
Except
it was
that's what you
not my plan.
did.
No, Samuel. I only had one theory coming in, but once you started putting your theory, I was like, oh yeah, this makes sense, or oh no, that doesn't make sense.
Except you never
Like,
said, "Oh, yeah, that makes sense." You just said, "No, grammar."
okay, yeah, fine, but like, uh, okay, fine. I have one theory, that onto the throne, is might be a throne of another old king, um, and
That's a
or
terrible theory.
okay,
You
fine,
think you
maybe
think
not.
Rick Riordan's gonna introduce another dead king because because right now this book the heroes already have to deal with Nero and Python?
Okay, fine. Okay, the throne could mean either Nero's throne or Python's throne, or it could be some small side character that they have to visit, right? Because it says the son of Hades, and it points out Cavern Runner. So maybe they probably use Nico for Mrs. O'Leary, who is the Cavern Runner, right? And then Nico, using his son of Hades powers, shows them the secret way onto a throne, where they pick up some sort of relic, right? Which they then use to defeat, um, to dislodge the beast, right? And then something with Nero. I don't know what's up with Nero. I can connect all the like other dots, but like the Nero stuff just throws me off.
So I still think Nero might do like a good guy thing in this book, and then I still
I
think
think that as
that's a
well.
chance.
No, I definitely
Except
think that. Now that I think about it more, because that's the only way. Like, it's not the only way, but it's a good way to like to kind of like fix up what we can't figure out here. I'm just saying that like
you
their
just said
lives
that was a
don't.
terrible theory because of
No,
grammar.
no, no. I didn't say that was a terrible theory. I just said that like their lives don't directly depend on Nero. Their lives depend on Nero's own, which could literally be anything. It could be like a bunch of his snakes. It could be some
Except for the
henchmen.
fact that Nero owns himself.
Yeah, but okay. Yes, he could technically possess himself, and he could be referring to Nero's own. Could be Nero, but it is very highly probably not.
My whole mic setup fell apart, so if you've heard weird stuff in the last couple minutes, that's why.
I'm not saying your theory is bad. I agree with your theory that he will turn good. I'm just saying that like that line of a prophecy refers to something else.
All right. I bet we were very, very informative this episode on the Tower of Nero.
I know.
You want to wrap this one
We
up?
well, oh, this one, yeah, okay. Wait, don't you have any theories about the throne?
Yes, they're actually gonna visit the Game of Thrones TV show. Uh, and then they're gonna go in that universe, and inside they're gonna go to the throne, and it's a secret way to the throne, and because they have to secretly find out how to get into Game of Thrones. And what
using
happens?
underground caverns.
Yes, what happens is that Mrs. O'Leary, they ride Mrs. O'Leary, and she shadow travels into Game of Thrones world, and then Hagrid is mad at them, and they have to end up fighting Smog the dragon because Hagrid killed Bilbo, and then then they
They
end up
find
they end
Waldo.
yes, they do find they get to the throne, but the thing is, when they got there, no one had actually seen him. But when they got there, the whole time, Waldo had been sitting on the throne, um, and he was actually the secret villain the whole time, and
Yeah, exactly.
and then Waldo is going to kill Nero, and
Yeah,
then Python eats up
and then
eats up the earth.
no, no, no. So actually, Apollo doesn't kill Nero, and neither does Waldo. Waldo kind of calls on his best friend Katniss Everdeen, who then shoots an arrow through Python's eyeball, and then causes Magnus to stab his sword through the world, killing himself in the process, but also destroying the universe because Thanos wouldn't like beat him to it.
Because Thanos wanted to eradicate the half the universe. So you're saying that then Apollo gets the stones, and that's how he becomes a god again.
Exactly.
Okay.
I think that's been
I
our best theory on this episode so far.
honestly, we predicted the plot of the Tower of Nero. The book hasn't come out yet, but I know for sure that we have predicted the plot of the Tower of Nero, guys.
I'm sorry, Rick. It's just it was too easy. It's too easy to discover the truth.
Rick Riordan is actually like writing this down. He's like, I need to do rewrites. Like they this is like the best idea I've ever heard for a book.
Yeah, yeah. Rick's probably listening. He's like, wow, these guys, they're just too smart for their own good. I think
Well,
I'm
the
just gonna
thing
have
is,
to like.
Diego knows correct grammar, so he's a genius.
Yep, and with that we've gone full circle.
Yeah, I feel this episode actually kind of had like an arc to it if you think about it. Like because it's like the hero's journey where you
Yeah.
end where you started, except different in that different like I'm more annoyed at everything.
Yeah, I bet none of you guys could have predicted that plot.
Yeah, and that's it for this arc of the Half Blood Report. Diego, how can I contact this podcast?
You can follow the show on Twitter at Half Report. You can also find us on Instagram at The Half Blood Report, or email the show at The Half Blood Report. Oh wait, no, you email the show at The Half Blood Report at gmail.com. I don't like that at. But we also have a website, thehalfbloodreport.com. That said, it's time for credits. Our theme music is actually by me,
I do our editing.
my co-host here, Samuel, and I'm Diego.
This is the Half Blood Report podcast, the only HBO that matters. I'm about to sneeze. Survive till next week. Two.